Oh my goodness. Good evening. It's around 9:30. Wednesday, March the 19th. Yay. Anyway, didn't do a whole lot today, just hanging out. Cooked some lasagna, had a good old time. Cleaned up around the place, a few chores. Ran over to another town. My sister's roof on her storage shed out in her pasture had blown loose. Here in Texas in March, the wind blows like crazy. We're talking 40, 50, 60 mile an hour straight line winds. Just normal for this time of year. So went over there, bolted her roof back down real hard with some long roofing bolts, and sat and talked a while. Hadn't seen her in a few months, so I thought I'd better check up on her. So get that done, came back. Old Ben from work, he came over, ate some lasagna, bullshitted a while, had a good old time. And then my oldest daughter called me and, hey, can I come over? Well, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to unless you just don't, can't drive today or you can't walk. So she came over and we visited a while. Went to Walmart, got a few things over there. Cat food and stuff, mostly water, sodas. And she forgot her soda. She didn't take them with her when she went back to her grandma's house. Her grandmother's husband died here recently, and she's been staying over there with her to help ease her down from the mourning and stuff. But we visited a while, so I got to visit 3 different people today on my day off. But we're going to start the old story back. So I'd gotten out of the Army. Ran into an old gal I went to high school with. And little relationship developed pretty quick. You can just imagine 20-somethings. I think I was 24 and she was 23. And had a good old time. Rocked on there. We worked at the same place for a security company. And we'd like to get caught a few times. Had a good snow that year. We're doing donuts in my truck and in the parking lot because no employees were at this office. We're just guarding equipment, make sure unauthorized people didn't come in and steal stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good days. Enjoyed ourselves immensely for 13 and a half years. Her mother was, oh my God, that woman hated men of all kinds. It didn't matter who you are. But all based on her first husband's treatment of her during World War II. We're talking about somebody who punctured his own eardrum to get out of the draft. And that old boy got through in prison. He was like 85 years old. And his girlfriend, his daughter at the time, had her boyfriend over because mom, dad, and the son were all going to some kind of a festival or something. Well, they'd forgot something and they caught him bumping uglies, and this crazy bastard, the girl was so scared of her dad, she claimed the guy raped her. And the old man had took his son and took this boy out in the woods and shot him dead. And the son said, I ain't having nothing to do with it. I'm out. He turned his own dad in. He went to court and got convicted. Well, yeah, I killed him. He was raping my daughter. Come to find out, they found the truth out in court. And sentenced him to 100 years. And the old man looked at the judge. I can't do 99 years. I'm 85 years old. And the old judge said, well, just do the best you can then. So, the kind of people I had to deal with in that first marriage. And pretty good soda. So, we had seen this was in the 80s, and we ended up buying a mobile home, moving onto the in-laws property. Ended up buying her a brand new first year model Chevy Beretta. And mechanically the car was good, but my goodness, the paint came off, the door hinges broke, The hubcaps flew off within the first month of owning the thing. And at that time, there was a dealership in downtown Tyler, Texas called King Chevrolet. Well, I don't care what it was, King Chevrolet would tell you, oh, the warranty doesn't cover that. Oh, the warranty doesn't cover that. So, rocking on there, I'm working 2 jobs trying to feed us. We're just barely scraping by at that time. The only job you can get in Tyler was minimum wage, so you had to have 2 or 3 jobs just to live. We did okay. We didn't have any money, and didn't find out until like 5 years down the road that when my now wife was 17, her 18-year-old boyfriend got her pregnant, and her sister's voice sounded just like her best friend's voice. She answered the phone one day and thought it was her friend, and they asked her if she was pregnant, and oh boy, the shit hit the fan. Mom and sister all cornered her and said, if you don't get an abortion, we're going to have that son of a bitch arrested for statutory rape. Well, being a kid, she didn't know shit from Shinola about the law. Didn't realize that if you're 17 and pregnant, you don't need your parents' permission to get married. And anyway, she had the abortion and screwed up inside. Never could have kids, but I didn't find out about it till we've been married 5 years or so. Well, life is what it is. You get what you get. So we eventually found an old farmhouse out by Kilgore, out that direction. It's about 25, 30 miles east of Tyler. And we're about 20 miles out of town. It was a good location. It was nice and private and quiet. And I started working on the old house. A little bit at a time. New roof. Worked on the siding. Worked on the plumbing. Had the kitchen and dining room looking pretty good. Had swinging doors, like 12 panel glass swinging doors to both bedrooms. And had a wood heater in our bedroom. It was nice. Kept the place cozy. Nice big TV. Beautiful. Like I said, we were working on it. So it lasted 13 and a half years. And one day she said, well, I'm just not happy. I'm not having fun in life. 38 years old. Midlife crisis. And like I said, she got the divorce on her own. I didn't participate. Not my business. You do it. You're a grown-ass woman. You can do what you want to. You can either be a responsible, loyal, loving, caring wife, or you can just go out and be a 304 for all I care. I don't. Whatever you want to do. So she'd come back over and, can you help me pay my car payment? We had a 96 Nissan hardbody pickup. It's a good little pickup. And I'd bought her a demo Mustang. It was 96. At that time, I'd been driving a truck local. I was making $800-900 a week at that time, which was pretty good for the late 90s. And she had to have that Mustang. I said, well, you got to pay for it. If we're not married, I'm not going to pay for you to have a new car. I said, you got those horses. She had always had horses all her life. I said, you're better off if you take the pickup, and that way you can haul feed without tearing your car up. The pickup was paid for. So she wanted the Mustang. So, okay. So eventually she had to get rid of her horses. She couldn't afford them anymore. The Mustang got repoed because she couldn't pay the payments. I mean, she's so busy running around and partying and having a good old time like a young 20-something that she just wasn't paying attention to being an adult. But, yeah. Last I heard, she was in Montana. I was at the coin laundry where I wash my clothes here, and ran into an old boy that was in the 9th grade when I was a senior. And we talked a while, and oh yeah, I saw that girl here a while back in Fairfield. I said, really? Wonder what happened to Montana. But anyway, I don't think about it. I told her, once you walk out the door, don't walk back in my door, ever. So when she heard that I was flying to the Philippines, hell, we'd been divorced over a year. And I was living on the back of my cousin's property. I'd bought a travel trailer and I'd completely refurbished it and made it into a little place where I could live, because I'd taken a different job at my company where I'd leave Tyler on Monday, go to Dallas, work till midnight, 1 o'clock, and then they'd have me a trailer loaded out and I'd drive it straight to Lake Charles, Louisiana. Spend the day in a hotel sleeping there, and come back on Wednesday, and then I'd do one run like that week, and the next week I'd do 2 runs. I'd start on Sunday and end up on Saturday, and then I wouldn't go back till Monday again. Well, she found out that I had flown off to the Philippines and was going over there to meet this gal I ended up married to for 18 years. And my cousin says, she rushed up in the yard. Where's he at? Where's he at? I don't want him to go over there. Sorry. As far as I know, he's already gone. So there you go. I got married and my first daughter was born. This is way up in 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. And she knew my mom's number, so she called my mom. Her mother had passed away of lung cancer and wanted me to go to the funeral. And I said, well, I can't do it. That would just be so disrespectful to my wife and my baby that I'm just not going to do that. And thank God I've never heard from her or heard about her again. So, till recently. But anyway, man, the brain is a strange thing. I just walked into work Thursday and I got a song in my head from way back in the 70s, a guy called Ed Bruce. And I don't know what made it pop in my head. I mean, I hadn't probably heard it in 20 years. You're the best thing this old heart ever had. Yeah, you're the best break this old heart ever had. Really good song. You ought to Google it or YouTube it. It's a pretty good song. Ed Bruce, you're the best break this old heart ever had. Pretty good song. But anyway, I just want to shoot you a little video tonight. Say, hey, how you doing? Fill you in a little more of my life. And now that we're into my second marriage with a Filipina, we'll go through some details about that, and things that went on. And married for 18. At the end there, she wasn't a very good person at all. And, Lord, let me tell you, she had got to her midlife crisis too, and she wanted to stay married and have the security of that, but she wanted to date people. And it was all behind my back. She had, on our home computer when I was at home, I'd check it out. And my ex-wife had several Facebook pages with just her and one guy. So that's a common thing for scammers over there in the Philippines. She had secret bank accounts. She'd let car insurance and house insurance expire. All the utility, I came home and all the utilities were getting cut off in the house, all kind of crazy stuff. And then she went over to the Philippines with the youngest girl and stayed for 3 months, come back, and her mom's husband over here was fairly well off. He wasn't a millionaire, but he had quite a bit of money put back. Time that old man died here 2 or 3 weeks ago, he's pretty close to getting broke. And he gave her the money to get a divorce from me. And I didn't have a lawyer. I spent all my money getting all the stuff reinstated, all the utilities kept back on. Had the 2 oldest kids with me, taking care of them, feeding them, paying all the bills. And so she got back from the Philippines and moved in her mama's house and sent me a text to her and her mother in a hotel with her lawyer. I said, I know this lawyer has an office, but this lawyer had a reputation of only taking female clients in divorces and doing partial trades instead of the full fee, if you know what I mean. He has that reputation. And anyway, we'll get into that next go around. But hope y'all have a good night or a good day, whatever it is where you're at when you see the video. And we'll just go on, rock through life, and we'll show you what we're doing and how we're preparing for me to retire next April, in a year from now. Everything goes right and I get bills paid off and put enough money back for good start money over yonder. And I'm gonna, if I don't get in any kind of relationship and I'm not looking for one, I'm gonna go over there, and as long as I'm able to work, I'll take my Social Security. I'll live there half a year, and then if I can get tour bus driver jobs or such in national parks up in Alaska mostly, where I want to go, I'll go up there and I'll drive a tour bus until I make all the money I can legally make and still get Social Security. And enjoy life, enjoy the scenery. The freedom that I've never had in my life. I've always tied myself down to things that probably shouldn't have tied myself down to. But y'all have a good time. Y'all have a good... Remember the 2 rules of life. Have only one God. And treat other people the way you want to be treated. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.